Beheaded babies. Really fun subject, right? I just remember on October 7th, everyone was talking about the beheaded babies that Hamas did, right? And there were a lot of people on the pro-Palestinian side saying this didn't happen. And I'm like, actually, it really doesn't matter. Like, are you going to show compassion for dead babies, whether they're real or not? It's like a humanity test, right? And I never sat there, even though I do lean pro-Palestinian, and said that the beheaded babies were fake. I never did that because how am I supposed to know, right? I wasn't there. And if there's even an idea of a beheaded Israeli baby, I'm disgusted by it. That's awful, and that shouldn't have ever happened. But we have videos of beheaded Palestinian babies in Rafah right now, right? And I don't hear anybody talking about it. It's not regular conversation in the American media. It's being snuffed out. You're only seeing it on social media, right? And it's just like, okay, so where is the fairness here? Where is the real coverage? Like, why are we only hearing about one set of beheaded babies in the American media? It's quite clear, you know? One side has a lot more power than the other. And again, pro-Palestinians that were saying that the beheaded babies in the Israeli side were fake. You're making your side look bad. You're making yourself look like a non-compassionate piece of shit. Whether they're really dead Israeli babies or not, if I hear that they're dead Israeli babies, I can't deny that. And I have no proof to deny it. And, you know, I'm going to feel bad for it because I don't want beheaded Israeli babies. The idea of a beheaded Israeli baby disgusts me just the way that the idea of a beheaded Palestinian baby should disgust you as well, right? So it's just really, really disgusting. And I just wish that there was even media coverage in my country, even though that's clearly not the case. And like, we all kind of know why, and I can't exactly say it, but you know, American media heavily tilts towards one side, and social media can tilt towards the other, and that's also why they're trying to ban TikTok, because Palestinians are getting some, like, you know, traction on TikTok. And Manar, this mother in Rafah that I know quite well, I didn't even check on her. I feel so bad because I thought she was in Khan Yunis, because I was like, you're going to Khan Yunis, right? And she's like, yes. And I'm like, okay, thank God. I thought she'd already went. But they went and there was no space, and she was in Rafah when this happened, which is just terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. And I don't know what to do. Today was Memorial Day. Spent it with a side of my family that's military. And it just hit me hard. You know, like, everyone's able to come back home, but like, there are a lot of people that have died in war. Like, you know, civilians die in war, soldiers die in war, and these soldiers, they do have families as well. So, I don't know. We have to think of shit. And we have to try our best to be non-biased. And even me, as someone that has a pro-Palestinian bias, I can still sit here and be like, you know, don't sit there and tell me that the beheaded Israeli babies are fake. You don't fucking know. And like, even if they were, like, how do you know? You know, you're just saying that they're fake because you're on the pro-Palestinian side. Regardless, I don't want needless Israeli death, just like I don't want needless Palestinian death. Unfortunately, there's a lot more needless Palestinian death than there is needless Israeli death. And who's at fault for that? Actually, you know, Palestinians suffer from very bad leadership, right? Israel does some insane fucking stuff, but they got that Iron Dome, right? They have that fucking Iron Dome that protects their civilians. You know, Hamas, they don't protect their civilians nearly as much. And that's very, very, very clear. And I'm not saying the human shield argument, because I think that's kind of, it's a point, but I see it as a bit of a moot point. The thing is, like, so I actually had this really cool metaphor for it. So, like, I was making orange marmalade a while ago with the peels from orange juice that we have from our tree. And I put down, like, a paper towel, right? And I was putting the orange marmalade into the jars, and someone was sewing onto the side. I was wiping it up, you know. Like, if I were to not have put the paper towel underneath the orange marmalade jars that I was doing, the orange marmalade would have gotten all over the fucking counter. It would have been a fucking mess. Israel, as a government, objectively, not saying about agreeing with them or whatever, tactically, just looking at this with military tactics or whatever, and common sense and logistics, Israel protects their civilians. Israel lays down a paper towel, aka the Iron Dome, right? Was it nice how they got it? No, American taxpayers paid for it, but whatever. Regardless, they have the paper towel, they have the Iron Dome, they have protection for their civilians, okay? Hamas and I guess the Palestinian Liberation Authorities or whatever, PLO, they don't have a paper towel underneath their orange marmalade jar, so they're just, you know, like, these cowards are hiding in the tunnels while the civilians are taking the brunt of this shit, and I hate how they're always called martyrs. You know, somebody that gets shot or burned to death when they weren't even trying to fight for anything, they're not a martyr. That person was murdered. Like, don't try to glorify their death. Honor their death, but don't glorify it. You know, I was watching Anthony Bourdain's thing. My homie made me watch it. His name is Gabriel. He's in, like, Amsterdam or some fucking shit. He's, like, fucking Moroccan or something. So I'll send this to him. Hopefully he watches it. But in the video, they were talking to, like, Palestinians in, like, the West Bank or Gaza also. And a Palestinian was saying, you know, they were saying that this woman was martyred and they were going to put her with the gun and say she was freeing Palestine. And he was like, no, this woman was shot in her kitchen. You know, she wasn't freeing Palestine. She was shot in her kitchen. She was murdered, you know? And the thing is, like, we need to hear more Palestinian voices like this that are actually, like, no, like, these people are being murdered. They're not dying for anything. They're being needlessly murdered. So trying to say these people are dying for something as they're being murdered, it almost, like, you know, it's cope. It's fucking cope. And it's cope in a way that's very, like, it's maladaptive cope, right? So I don't know. It's a really fucked up situation. I'm really praying hard that, you know, the people I love in Rafah are protected. Deline got out and Hanan got out, which made me really happy, especially Deline. I was literally praying to God, like, please, it's like, please just save Deline. I can't imagine, like, my life, like, without her. But just could we be even here with the media coverage on the beheaded babies? If you're gonna go ham on beheaded Israeli babies, go ham on the beheaded Palestinian babies, please. You know, let's be fucking 50-50 here. Can we fucking try that, American media? Can we try to not be so obviously tilted towards one way to the point that anyone that doesn't see it is fucking brain dead because of all the fucking chemicals they put in our fucking food and everything? Can we try? Can we try to have some fucking common sense? It's not common anymore. Can we try to have some fucking sense? Please. That would be fucking wonderful. That would be great. But fucking turn this off. I just had to take a video before I take my makeup off. It was Memorial Day. It's all messed up. I was in the pool and everything. I was able to borrow a swimsuit from the lady whose pool I was at, just like in my extended family kind of, and I really enjoyed it. I really like those people, and I hope that they like me and accept that I can be at certain things sometimes, because my family had a bit of a rift lately, and it's nice to be at a family party, you know? And I hope that I can have a family one day too. I was listening to Simple Kind of Life by No Doubt, and I really vibe with Gwen Stefani. We have the same birthday. But yeah, that's my little Memorial Day video diary rant about beheaded Israeli babies and beheaded Palestinian babies. Let's just be even here is what I'm saying. And also, yeah, happy Memorial Day, and I hope that everyone that's been killed due to war rests in peace and reincarnates into a lovely place. And if they don't want to reincarnate, I hope they spend the rest of their time in whatever samsaric heaven that they choose, you know, Catholic heaven, Muslim heaven, Jannah, you know, wherever they would like to go. I hope they end up there. And I hope everybody rests in peace. But I hope that everybody lives in happiness first. Alright. Good night. Crystal out.